Well, thank you for clicking on my video. Today we have my Tohatsu 3.5 long shaft 2-stroke outboard, and I'm going to show you how to start it. Okay, so the Tohatsu 3.5 2-stroke outboard. Starting procedure is pretty much the same as any other 2-stroke. It's very simple and very quick, but there are a few things that you do need to bear in mind. First of all, always ensure that the shaft is submersed in water. Make sure that the water intake and the exhaust especially are covered up. If you don't, the engine can overheat, the exhaust can crack, all kinds of problems can start. So first of all, make sure that it's either in the water in the river before you start it, or like me, if you're going to start it here, I've got a big bin here full of water, and I know it'll all be safe. And on that front, do also bear in mind that when you have got it started, look out for the water outlet here. Make sure that the water is coming out. If it isn't coming out, shut the engine down immediately. It means it's not circulating and it can damage the engine. If it is coming out, that's what you want to see. You know, the impeller's working, everything's doing what it should do. And the other thing that make sure that you do before you start it is, if you've got a gear lever, make sure it's in neutral. Make sure it's not in reverse or drive. So in this case, push it forwards. Most of them, it's push forward. And now I know it's in neutral, propeller won't turn around, and I'm not putting the engine under load whilst trying to start it. Okay, so generally, once you're happy with those things, the procedure is very simple. What I do is make sure that you've got the fuel in there and you've got the right mixture. You need to put additive in there, an oil additive, because obviously there's no oil in circulating around, so it's all in the fuel. Most outboards are about 50 to 1 or 100 to 1. Very old outboards are 25 to 1, 10 to 1, but do check with your manufacturer, have a look at the instructions and make sure you follow what their recommendations. So when you've got the fuel in there, you need to open the valve on the top. Fairly simple procedure. That allows the air to go into the fuel tank and allows the fuel obviously to come out. Otherwise, it create a vacuum and it might not run properly. The next thing to do is open the valve there. That opens the fuel line into the carburetor. And then the next thing you need to do is, if I swing this around here, make sure safety key is in place. If it isn't, engine isn't going to start. And also you need that to stop the engine. Next thing I do is make sure that the choke is open on a cold start on a cold day. If you've already been running and you've stopped and you've just refueled up, you won't need to open up the choke. Either put it halfway or close it, whatever the engine's happy with, but you shouldn't need it to be open on a warm start. The next thing I do is the throttle. On this model, it has written start, so move the lever down to the start. You don't want it on idle, and you certainly don't want it on high speed. So just push it on to the start. That's all you need to do. Everything's clear, everything feels all right. If you're happy, then the next thing to do is grab hold of the handle here, grab hold of the pull stroke, and just give it a good pull. And there you go. To stop it, just pull the safety cord off and that will kill the engine. Well, there you go. Very simple to start and stop. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, please do consider subscribing and have a look at my other videos of other outboards and how to start and stop them. Thank you very much.